Hey YouTubies, welcome to Hidden Human Stories Sightings 411 project. This project is ongoing. I am going to share a little thing that I have discovered. I am currently looking at all of the data that I can find on UFO sightings and abductions. I put a chart together after I looked at some historical sightings that were quickly listed online, and I found that the majority of these sightings began to occur during World War II times. Before that, there was a certain amount of it in the late 1800s. Most of those were cigar-shaped, and the saucer came into play quite a bit during World War II. But in the past, what I have found is that these sightings were often described as fire in the sky type vehicles that were moving. And the oldest that I was able to find went back to a pharaoh about 3,500 years ago. Now we know in mythological times the gods were always shown in flying chariots or vehicles. In European mythology, it was flying chariots. In Indian mythology, it was vimanas. If you take a look at the timeline that I came up with in my Hidden Human Stories series from the Loeb Library and other sources, you will see that my timeline for the Cronides was about anywhere from 12,000 to 25,000 years ago, which means that since they were associated with flying craft, that would be the time that those flying craft were seen. If we take the lower end of 12,000 years ago, subtract that from about 3,500 years ago, you get about 8,500 years, or about 9,000 years, somewhere around there. Now, what is significant about this 8,500 year blank spot between recordings of UFO sightings by the pharaoh and those in mythological times? What I noted was the biblical or Semitic type writing reference to the fallen angels was that they were put underground for 70 generations. If you multiply 70 times 120 years, it's about 8,400 years, which is equivalent to that blank spot between mythological times and flying craft and some of the first recorded flying craft by the pharaoh. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. You know from my research in Hidden Human Story that I have equated one of the fallen angels, Baraquiel, with Iapetus, the Greek god, who taught astrology. Now, I have also charted what I have found in the newspapers on my own as in regards to UFO sightings, and you can see some of them in the 1800s and quite a bit in the 1940s and on. The significance is this is the time that Adolf Hitler and the Germans were in contact with whatever it was through the Vril Society to get instructions on how to build saucers and other flying craft. So this is where I'm at. My research is now looking at Project Blue Book, which is going to be quite a task. and various other sources. I want to look into the abduction phenomenon and see if I can come up with some kind of conclusion or answer on all of this. But we have some significant timeline indicators. And the question is, what is going on and what is behind this phenomenon? So stay tuned. I want to make this a movie series and see where I can go with this research. Thank you.